So here's the Mendeleev's table actually, children. Can you see? It is divided into 8 groups. The vertical columns as the 8 groups, 8 vertical columns, and we have like actually here it is given 6, but actually in the original periodic table we have 7 periods, that is horizontal groups. Actually from 4th onwards you have series, first and second series actually. Okay. Now you can see that this Mendeleev's periodic table is far more advanced than the previously introduced, that means the Dobrainer's or the Newland's law of octaves. It is far more better. It has got more merits actually, because all the 63 elements that were there discovered then, they were classified in this manner. And also, you know, he left some gaps. That is the most important thing about the Mendeleev's periodic table here. He did not just stuff in, or what you call, he did not try to accommodate all just to get his law, what you call, to be accurate. He did not just fit in the elements, but he left some gaps, and he said that in future some more elements will be discovered with the similar properties that can actually get incorporated in these gaps actually. Can you see some gaps over here? So these are the gaps at the 44th place, 68th place and the 72nd place. He left some gaps and he called them as, you know, he named the he actually introduced the term Eka. So can you see over here? Eka boron, Eka aluminium and Eka silicon. That means here you can see that Eka is actually a Sanskrit word actually, which you can see over here. It's a Sanskrit term and it says that first comes boron, Eka boron. Eka means first. If I say Eka boron, so this place at the 44th place, if you see, Eka boron means first come. If you see this group, okay, if you see this group, first comes boron and then this element. Eka boron means first comes boron and then this unknown element. So what did he name this unknown element as? He named it as Eka boron. In the similar manner, he named another element, 68th place element, as Eka aluminium. Now you tell me, what do you mean by Eka aluminium now? Eka aluminium means first comes aluminium and then comes the other element in question. We don't know. So in future he said that it will be discovered, and these both actually they'll have similar properties as that of the other elements in the group. Can you see here? The oxide, the general formula is R2O3. Those elements which will be discovered later, they will have the general formula of oxides as R2O3 and the general formula of hydrides as RH3. And then he also predicted that another element will be discovered in future, which is called as Eka silicon. Can you see? First comes silicon and then that element, Eka silicon. So next, you know, in future actually, after many years, it was discovered that in these all the 3 elements were discovered, as you can see over here. Eka aluminium, okay, Eka boron was named as scandium. It was discovered later. Eka boron, here in the 44th place, it was discovered as scandium. Eka aluminium was named as gallium and Eka silicon was named as germanium. So did you see his periodic table? It accommodated the future elements also, unlike the Newland's law of octaves. In that there was no place actually for the future elements discovered to fit in that Newland's law of octaves, but here there was a provision actually. So there were many such merits. Can you see? So gallium and Eka aluminium, he predicted that the properties of the metals also, of the elements that were present in the group. I told you that Eka aluminium was not yet discovered when he introduced this periodic table. It was not discovered, but he predicted based on the other members of the group. He predicted the atomic mass, he predicted the density, the melting point, the formula of chloride, oxide, and later when the actual element was discovered, more or less very much closer to the prediction the actual values were. So you can understand how accurate his classification was. Did you understand, children? And during his time, actually, noble gases were not discovered. So noble gases means what? They are nothing but the inert gases. They don't react with any other elements. They got that octet configuration, right? So those the new group of elements called noble gases were discovered later, and they also got a place in the periodic table and they formed a separate group without actually disturbing the actual arrangement of all these other elements. So they need not change the arrangement of the elements. Simply they added another group called as the noble gas group. So those are the merits, or what we can say the advantages, or what you call the plus points of the Mendeleev's periodic table. However, there were some limitations also, or the anomalies which he could not explain then. But so far it was the best classification of elements. So what he could not explain, here it is. So the position of isotopes he could not explain, children. What are isotopes? Those atoms which have same chemical properties but different atomic masses. So because Mendeleev, he arranged all the elements in the order of increasing atomic masses, but he could not give any specific, he could not arrange the isotopes. If that is the case, the isotopes should be placed in different groups because they have different atomic masses. But he did not give a separate place for the isotopes, because the chlorine 35 and 37, this is an example of an isotope, right? Both of them were given a same slot. So he could not explain that. Isotopes he could not explain. The other one is, there is a small change in the order of the elements. If you carefully look at the Mendeleev's, you see that iron, cobalt and nickel, they were placed in a group. Okay, that's fine. But if you take a look at the atomic masses, can you see over here? Cobalt, it has 58.9. and the atomic mass of nickel is 58.7. Actually, nickel should come first and the cobalt should come later. But he arranged it in this manner because of the similarities. Because he took into consideration the similarity of the chemical properties. That's why cobalt was put in the middle, and he could not explain why he put here. Okay, so that is another. Actually, this is another anomaly or limitation. Actually, you can see here the nickel element with slightly lower atomic mass comes later, and the element having higher atomic mass 58.9 comes first. Why this abnormal situation of wrong order he could not explain. And also he could not explain the actual position of hydrogen. Actually, hydrogen, it is both like, it represents the alkali metals similar to that of the elements present in the group 1, and also it resembles halogens like chlorine, fluorine and bromine in different things actually. So he could not explain this also. So that also became one of the anomaly or disadvantage of Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay. So, so far so good, but this was not sufficient actually. So we have now the modern periodic table, which actually there were like more challenges. The modern periodic table had to answer, or what you call overcome all these limitations, and it should be like more advanced than this Mendeleev's periodic table. So now we have the modern periodic table. What is the present basis? We'll be learning it in a later session. Okay, thank you.